Hi everybody, welcome to Detox and Slim Easy Food. I'm Elliott and this is my wife Moira. We're going to make some recipes for you. We're going to do this, try and do one every week so that you've got something different to play with. And all the recipes are going to be food that you can use during your detox program or with your weight loss program. So today we're going to make a tomato and chickpea salad. And Moira, what are we going to do first?
We're going to use chickpeas, tomatoes, corn and some basil, and then cover it with the dressing. It's that easy. So what we've already got some cooked chickpeas here, or garbanzo beans in the States they call it. These chickpeas, you can see, Bruno, I don't know if you can, Bruno's our cameraman. I don't know if you can zoom in on this, but see the size of them. These are not cooked and these are cooked. So we've soaked them overnight and then cooked for at least an hour. These probably took about an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours. I like to get them really, really well cooked. So that's chickpeas for you. They're high in protein.
They're really suitable for the slimming program because they're a great protein source. So they reduce the cravings for meat, and too much meat can be hard on your system to digest. And not really good for the detox program because they're a little bit slow. Your body takes a bit longer to digest them, and we don't have any protein during the detox. So great for slimming.
Okay, shall we get started?
Yeah.
So we're going to just throw them in a bowl, like that. It's about a cup of chickpeas. Half a cup before they're cooked, they swell in size about double. So a cup to a cup and a half, and that will just do enough as a side salad for 4 or 5 people, I'm guessing.
And how long do they take to cook?
A long time, at least an hour. But you must soak them overnight first.
Something I've noticed, if you don't cook your chickpeas a long time, you can get really a lot of bloating and a lot of gas. They can be really uncomfortable if they're not cooked properly. So it's a really important thing to cook chickpeas for a long time.
If they should be quite mushy. I can press that in my hand and squish it, and there's no crunchiness to it. Okay, now I'm going to chop some tomatoes, quite a lot of tomatoes. I'll tell you how many when I've decided. And Brett's going to get started on the corn. If you could just chop the corn off. And we're not going to cook this corn. If you would prefer not to have raw corn, just blanch it quickly in some hot water. Don't overcook your corn, it takes away all that sweetness that makes them rubbery.
It's got to be fresh corn though, you can't have raw corn. If it's been sitting around for a couple of days it'll dry out. So it's got to be fresh corn, fresh as you can get it. Then you can actually have it raw, which is great. And the great thing with having corn raw is that you're going to get the life energy in the corn. And once you boil something, it's kind of destroyed half of the life energy in the corn. And that's what we're looking for in most of the food, is to get it living, get it alive, and get the life energy out of it.
And I'm just rough chopping these tomatoes. So I've cut them into segments, and then I'm cutting each segment, or several segments at a time, into rough
there we go. It's going
quarters. Making a mess.
You want both of these corn?
I think, shall we just see how, yeah, I think so, yeah. Make it nice and nutty and sweet.
The great thing with having it on the towel, you can just scoop it into the bowl like that.
That's a good idea.
The other thing with these ingredients is it's really good to use what's in season at the time. You know, if you get things growing locally that are in season, then they're going to be much better for your health.
Well, there's food going everywhere.
And this corn is another great source of protein. So with your chickpeas and your corn together, you've got a great vegetarian meal for high protein source.
Yeah, but it's not going to be hot. Chickpeas that I mentioned before have about 14 to 20 grams of protein per about 100 grams uncooked. So it's a good protein meal.
And here's an interesting thing about the corn. The corn has the silk. I don't know if you can see that. It's called corn silk. It's all around the corn. That's actually a herbal medicine. It's quite an interesting thing, corn silk, how it's the colour of it and it's all smooth. And you can make a tea out of it, make a herbal tea out of it.
Chop it up.
Yeah. And the corn silk tea is really good for your urinary system and your bladder, and it helps prevent urinary infections and cystitis.
Now what are we doing? Put that all in together too, and we get.
Do you want the corn
all
in there?
Together? Yep. Lots of nice corn there. Next is the basil. We want to just put a handful of basil. You're good at chopping things. Do you want to chop the basil?
Okay. Just a couple of sprigs of that.
Yeah. However many you think.
Give it another one. Love basil.
Brett's such a good cook.
I actually put some wine in.
Brett is such a good cook that I think we should do with all the cooking all the time. Because he's better than me.
Yeah. If you don't want to cook, you need to be a bad cook, and you end up. Your wife does most of the cooking.
Or your husband.
Is that alright? Just
yeah,
chop
just
it.
roughly chopped. Bung it in. I'm not sure if you maybe want a bit more.
How's that?
That's good, I think. So while Brett's just finishing that off, I'm going to do, this is a really big lemon from, an organic lemon from Bruno and Judith's place that we're at, and I think we'll probably only need half of that. We've got some olive oil.
Basil.
What's it, about 2 or 3 tablespoons of olive oil. And half a lemon.
We could use vinegar here, couldn't we? If we got some vinegar there.
Some apple cider vinegar if you don't have lemon at the moment. Yep, some lemon zest, and it makes it nice and yellow.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Lemon zest?
Yep, so we'll put it in there and then we can
Or
show
we could
you
use
what
lime
it's
zest if we wanted to.
Yeah, could do. Yeah, if you want the green in there.
How much? Just half the lemon?
Teaspoon, something like that, yeah.
I'll do a bit more.
Shall we do?
Yep.
I can just smell the fragrance of it. It's a really beautiful sweet lemon. Sorry. And I'll just go behind it and get salt.
So this is going to be real tasty, isn't it? The basil, all that basil, lemon juice. It's going to be really good for your digestive system, this. It's all, yeah.
Wow!
I love pepper. I'd put twice that much pepper in, if it was for me.
I probably need to put more salt, more dressing in there. Probably double that dressing.
Double
you know?
the dressing?
Yeah. Make it nice and juicy and oily. So it's up to your taste, but that olive oil is good for you. The lemon juice is good for you, helps with the digestion. And look, there we have it.
That's going to feed 4 people. So easy, you'll get very full on that. So the whole focus of what we're going to do with these recipes is try and make them easy, quick to prepare, really healthy. Try and focus on as much raw food as we can, fruits and vegetables. They'll pretty much all be vegetarian. There might be a little bit of fish that comes in later on, but we're going to focus mostly on fruit, vegetables, raw living food, and foods that you can use during your detox program and your weight management programs. So we'll come back next week and we'll see if we can keep you entertained with another recipe. We might go trying something with fruit, I think. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.
Okay, see you next time. Bye. Because the corn, the raw corn, is sweet. Yeah. It tastes like it's got sugar in it.
And also to
really good.
say,
It is actually very good. Very refreshing.
You sound surprised.
Well, I think it's
What do you think, Alice? You liked it too, didn't you?
It's good, Alice, eh?
you made it.